the system. And when they're doing that, we're getting both customer returns and excess returns. We get them from large retailers, big box retailers that you know the names of.
Resell Queen, get your resell on. Hey guys, it is Tiffy, the Resell Queen. So this is just a reaction video to the Bulq Community Event that I attended the other day. They had this event on a Thursday night at their headquarters in Washington, D.C. These are some of my thoughts. Okay, so one thing I do have to say is their facility is really nice. I mean, it's really nice. The area that we were greeted in, I'm assuming was like their employee lounge / lunchroom area. And that place is nice, as you can see. They have like a freaking full kitchen. It's beautiful in there. It's an environment that actually looked very inviting. So it was nice to walk into, considering I've been to distribution, or I should say liquidation warehouses before, so I really didn't expect much, but I was very wowed by the way their office looked. Everyone there was very welcoming, very, very nice people. I believe I've interacted with some of them online or through like social media. Never really had any bad thing to say about the people. You can definitely tell that they went through some changes management-wise, because some of the names that I remember, like in their customer service, I don't recall them speaking of while I was there. So maybe those people aren't there anymore, which is probably a good thing. Couple things. I got the sense that resellers, that they've been listening to the things that we have to say. I, for one, had a very bad experience with Bulq. I'm going to say back in 2016. And back in 2016, we bought a pallet, and literally everything came broken. Here, you can see the review that I wrote in a group that we called, a group that I am in called Product Sourcing 101. And in this group, I actually would suggest anyone that is new to this liquidation and reseller game, join that group. It's not my group. I have spoken to the creator of the group. They have been in liquidation for a long time. They write like every year a liquidation manual, which honestly is a good book. It's called The Liquidator's Guide. And the husband and wife team that run this group, actually, it's a very good group. It's filled with resellers like myself, as well as suppliers to resellers. This, as you can see, is a review that I did on Bulq from an order that we got back in 2016. This is how can I put it? The way that I wrote the review was a few days away from the situation, and I feel like I wrote it in a professional manner. However, if you would have spoken to me during that time, I would have been highly upset, because we spent we spent money on getting these pallets sent to us, and it was as if things were just done so carelessly. Things were missing from our pallets, and there were items that I believe there was a couple items that had that were glass, or part of it was glass, and they put everything on top of those items, so of course the glass broke. The actual pallet was full of glass. it was, even the driver was like, we had a hard time putting this thing in here. He was like, 'cause it was all broken. And for the driver of the vehicle, say that it came to them broken, he was telling us that for a reason. So I was not happy, to say the least. While we were there, I was asked by a Bulq employee if I ever had a bad experience. And I told them about this, and they were like, we're very much aware that we had bad experiences in the past, and they are working to get past that. So I'm fine. I'm fine with that. To me, if you're running a business, you need to put what your shortcomings are, especially when you've heard it enough, so it must be true. One question that I kept getting from my viewers and people that follow me, they wanted to know about this whole situation between Bulq and Bulq. I'm going to be honest, no one brought up Bulq. And I mean, we all know that the same company that owns Bulq also owns Bulq. I didn't ask any questions about it. I really wanted to see the way that the room was flowing before I did that. I have always been taught that when you are visiting someone else's space or their home, that if they are hospitable to you, that you do not want to come off confrontational. And I was concerned that it might seem that way, because I know a lot of people have thoughts that, okay, the parent company is getting liquidations, and they feel like the best liquidations are probably going on Bulq, and the crap goes on Bulq. I'm not going to lie to you. I have thought that myself after finding out, oh, they have this whole retail side, and then they have this whole liquidation side, and you're finding out it's the same company, that whole thing. Not one person mentioned Bulq. So since no one brought it up, I kind of just decided I'm not going to be that person in the room to bring it up, because I don't know what their plans are with that particular part of their business, and I can really just say that I got the sense from the room that they are going to focus on what the resellers tell them. And I got asked about how I look at manifest and what my process is, and I told them, which actually gave me a good idea for another video. So I'm actually going to do another video looking at a Bulq manifest and tell you guys what I think about it. They did come out with some more information. I did write some of it down so that I didn't forget it. They are working on more warehouse locations, which is good. They are also looking to definitely get closer to the West Coast. Basically, they're more in the middle America, or closer to it. So if you're like in the East Coast, shipping may not be as long. If you're closer to their warehouses. The other thing that was their big thing was that they are changing the cost for pallet shipping. The one thing that I thought that they actually had was they had this little neat fixed pricing thing for their pallets, and this is just for pallets only. I guess it's about $200 for each pallet. I hope I'm right, because I haven't bought a pallet from them since my 2016 incident. I believe I have that right. So if you bought like 3 pallets, it costs you $600 to ship it, which is kind of steep, to be quite honest, because if those pallets are worth anything, I believe pallets should make you at the least 3 to 4 times your money, but sometimes you can get up to 5 times if you know what you're doing. That could be like all your profit is going towards shipping. So they have changed their pallet shipping model to be that it's going to go to calculated shipping, which, if you're familiar with B stock, that's basically the same method. They will have an estimation on the website to show you what your estimate shipping costs will be. So for some of you, this may work out better if you live closer to their warehouses. And their warehouses are in Tennessee, Kentucky, and Indiana. So if you happen to live close to any of those warehouses, then your shipping fees for pallets should significantly go down. And another person asked a question about going to the warehouse to pick up. We were told that it's not something they would be looking into this year, but possibility for next year to have that set up, which might be a good idea if you live not that far to where their warehouses are. I've done that in the past, in the beginning, so not a bad idea. When it comes to their cartons or their lots, that same $30 flat shipping, that's not changing. They're keeping that. But the biggest thing is that they are going to calculated shipping. So what that means is, and also you're getting discounts. So anything that's in the same warehouse, starting with the second pallet purchase, you're going to start to receive discounts on your shipping up to 6 pallets. Now, honestly, that's really how it should be. It should be, I've bought multiple pallets, the shipping cost should go down, because that flat $200 for the second and the third and the fourth, if you happen to buy that many, in real life, you're not going to pay that type of price for shipping. So I think that is a good thing. That really is. But that is what they announced and what they were talking about at their event. So, and also keep in mind, the pallets have to be at the same warehouse for this to happen. So you can't buy one pallet in one warehouse in Indiana and then buy another pallet in Tennessee and think that you're going to get the shipping discounts. That's not going to happen. And honestly, it shouldn't happen, because it has to go through 2 different routes to get to you, 2 different paths. My overall thoughts on the experience, I thought it was a really nice experience. Everyone's very welcoming. They seem to have a lot of things that they are working on to be more customer based, which is a good thing. I still feel like Bulq is more for a beginner reseller, because in my opinion, when I go to my wholesalers, I'm not paying the same type of prices I would for Bulq. And the reason why, now I see why, with their whole overhead and setup. They're not like I would say, less than 20-man shops that I frequent to get our stuff. I've gone to huge warehouses and it's probably less than 20 people that work there. So they don't have the same overhead as Bulq, and Bulq has really paid for their exposure online. You can tell that. So that's why it costs more. That's what I figured is the reason why. Because they are trying to be the reseller, the first place a reseller goes to around the country. So that's their business model. Some of my thoughts more, I got to meet a lot of interesting people, a lot of new people. I did get to meet the DC Picker. Follow him on here on the YouTubes, because he has a YouTube page. I've watched some of his videos. Seemed like a very nice person. Met quite a few people there, just to talk about business. So that's pretty much it. And some of the things that we got for going, I did get this really nice Bulq t-shirt. So what I will be doing is anytime I review Bulq, I'm going to wear their t-shirt. So I was actually pretty happy they had a t-shirt in my size. They use custom ink. Huh. I probably could have got those cheaper for them. Huh. I did not realize that. Of course, I got this cute little lollipop. And I like this whole blue. They had it, look, they even had it with my name. You see that? And the one thing I really like, actually I had one of these, but hey, there's nothing wrong with having two. It's this Powerbait Charger. And it has Bulq on it, of course. Get the other parts out to it. So this allows you to charge up the power bank, and I can charge up my cell phone on the go. Not bad at it. Not mad at this at all. Nice, not a bad, nice gift. Only drawback for this was my commute. Now I happen to personally live 2.5 hours away, close to 2.5 hours away, and I had another event to do on Friday. So going to DC was actually on my way. So I decided to go to the event. My only problem was getting around DC. I was fine. It's just I felt like I had to keep driving in circles to get to the parking spot. Well, not the parking spot, the parking garage. Ended up costing me $19 to park. Good thing that's an expense. So that'll be happening on my taxes for next year. But I'm very happy that I did attend, and I got to meet very nice people. So I am going to be giving Bulq a few more chances. They have proven to me that they have heard the outcry and pleas of us OG resellers, as I like to call us. So when they change to their new model of calculated shipping, I may look into it a little bit more. I may not. But I'll put it this way. I will probably at least do one or two. And of course, I'm going to film them. So that's really all in a nutshell with the community event at Bulq. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channels. That way you can always keep up with what's going on, and hit the notification bell. Also, in the description box, I also have a link to my own personal subscription to me, the Resell Queen. There, I can keep you updated with what's going on. I do not email people every day. I don't believe in that. I probably email twice a month, and that's really it. I don't believe in all of that. So you won't have to worry about me spamming your inbox. I don't believe in any of that. So it's been Tiffy T, the Resell Queen. Thanks, guys.
Resell Queen. Get your resell on.